It's Nikola Tesla Day! Nikola Tesla was born on the stroke of midnight on the 10th of July 1856, and there was a huge thunderstorm going on, an electrical thunderstorm, lightning and thunder flashing everywhere. Tesla's name is recognised once again. He's now almost as famous as he was, back in his day. In his day, everybody had heard of him. He was the electrical wizard who had visions of the future. He was always in the newspapers, whether it was reports about his latest inventions or articles that he wrote himself to keep the world informed of his technical and scientific discoveries. Tesla was regarded as a bit of an eccentric back in his day. He never owned his own home, preferring to rent apartments in hotels near to his laboratories in New York City. He had many acquaintances, yet only a few close friends. Nobody really got to know the real Nikola Tesla. One of his good friends was Samuel Clemens, more widely known as the writer Mark Twain. And I love both of these people. I grew up reading Mark Twain's books, and when I discovered Nikola Tesla, I got quite hooked on his work. And then when I found out that they were good friends, it was like, this is great. And they were good friends. They used to go out on the town together. They frequented bars where they could play billiards. And Tesla probably used his geometrical genius to win the games. They used to go to parties together. They were just known as the Players Club, was their gang that they called themselves. Gang, as if they were a gang in those days. Clements was a constant visitor to Tesla's laboratory and even tested out some of the inventions on himself, and there is one photograph of them together, and this is taken in Tesla's laboratory, Twain sitting before a plasma ball, his hand creating the electrical sparks between the two. Tesla looks on from behind. Now, both of these historical figures are two of the people I would most like to meet, and you've probably asked yourself sometime in your life, out of all the people who have ever existed, which 5 people would you have to dinner? Tesla and Twain would be on my guest list. I know it would be an interesting dinner conversation, and I hope that the two of them would still get along, and I say this because at some point the friendship between them seemed to end. They stopped frequenting bars together, they stopped going to parties together, and Twain no longer visited the lab. And I wonder if it was around this time that Nikola Tesla gave up drinking. Maybe Twain took offence to losing his drinking partner. So why did Tesla stop imbibing the alcohol? This happened after he attended a party where he met the holy man and the Indian Hindu monk Swami Vivekananda, and this was a party hosted by the actress Sarah Bernhardt, so a very important lady. Tesla seemed to have had some kind of like a spiritual awakening after encountering the Swami, and this might well have riled Twain, who was, one who didn't have too many good words for religion or those that followed it. Whatever happened, it must have ruffled Twain's feathers so much that when he wrote his own biography many years later, he doesn't mention Tesla, although I believe he says he just mentions him in one line. So friendships, they can be fragile when tested, yet when we are true friends with somebody, it is a delight to be with them. But when we annoy each other or take each other by surprise with our unexpected changes in character, well, that can cause a good friendship to fracture. People don't like change. People want people to stay the same, so that they can put them in a little box and recognise their traits and characteristics. So if somebody has a big change in the way they think or their outlook to life, then that can cause a bit of an upset for the other friend who is a bit stuck in their ways. And it destroys the box that you've been put in. Who wants to be put in a box anyway? Friendships stand the test of time if both friends can accept that the other has changed and can still like them. Let's all be friends together!